Hello, I am Drew Johnston, President of Energy Thought Summit, and today we have the privilege to be with Cris Eugster, the Executive Vice President of Planning and Strategy for CPS Energy. Did I get it all in there?
It's good to be here. Thanks for
Thanks
having
so
us.
much. Thank you so much for being here with us. So CPS Energy is really lifting off to the next generation of what
Right.
you're going to be. Tell me about what was the mark that Doyle Beneby left on generation and strategy and planning for CPS Energy?
Yeah. Well, I would say Doyle was a true change agent. I mean,
Yes.
he really unique amongst leaders in terms of his strategy and vision, but also his execution. He really brought those two things together in a nice way from a leadership standpoint. But a couple hallmark things that we did from a generation perspective is retiring the Dealey coal units 15 years ahead of schedule. That was done around the 2010 timeframe. That was well ahead the Clean Power Plan and some of the other market forces that are really kind of challenging coal. So, very much in front of that issue. The 400 megawatt solar project, huge impact to our community from a commitment to renewables, but also from the economic development standpoint. We're seeing over 800 jobs associated with that project, with roughly $1.5 billion of economic impact.
So really, you just touch on three of the core cornerstones of CPS Energy: affordability, reliability, and innovation. Tell me about, when you look at the demand response and solar investment you made as you were removing yourself from coal, where do you see that going next? So what's the next step after all of this?
Well, it's really huge, because what we've done is we've gone from 80% coal and nuclear to a much more diverse generation mix. That has all these technologies, from legacy assets all the way to renewables, demand response in our mix. And so I think the key, what's next, is really the integration of all these capabilities. How do our legacy assets support our renewables? How do our coal plants support the wind farms as the wind is dying down or picking back up? So there are things like that we're looking at. How do we create a common platform in terms of dispatching our resources in the marketplace, whether to serve our customers or to trade into the wholesale market?
So let's take a step back and talk about how important partnership has been to CPS Energy, not only UTSA and these private industry partners, but tell me about the mix of CPS, the city of San Antonio, and building innovation hub right here in San Antonio.
Right, yeah. Well, I think there's tremendous opportunity to do that. I mean, as we're all talking about this, the utility is undergoing transformation.
Yeah.
And so what better place to do that than at a local level? I mean,
Yes.
San Antonio has size and scale, but it also has very, very good alignment between the city, the community, the utility, customers, partners, and so all the pieces are here to really make that happen. We also recognize that we can't do it all. We have to have partners on the technology side. We have to have partners on the business model side. So we are very much about public-private partnerships to get some of these big things to happen.
What's so great is you hear a lot of people talk about the whiz bang, the
Right.
new and exciting, but at the core, our industry is public health, safety, and welfare, and reliability. Tell me about how CPS, as you've evolved, tell me about how you've hit your baseline goals: SAFE, MAFE, CAIDI, some of these core competencies. Where is CPS today on this?
So we target top decile performance for almost all of our operational metrics, and we have achieved them under Doyle Beneby. That was a big thing for him, not only the big strategy vision, but the operational excellence. And so we are performing at a top decile level for many of our operational metrics, and that gives us the opportunity to do some of these exciting transformational things, because if we don't get that piece right, we can't do this piece.
So we've talked about the human capital, we've talked about the new generation that is happening. So give me some examples that bring this new generation to life. Hosting solar on your roof, participating in these free smart thermostat programs. What is microgrid right around the corner? Is storage right around the corner? Tell us about some of these unique projects that only CPS offers.
So we did a lot in the utility scale space, so we will have over 500 megawatts of solar here this year in the ground working.
Incredible.
We're going to now move that into the rooftop space. We want to have similar success, magnitude, scale in the rooftop space. So we've set up a couple of innovative programs: a solar hosting model where solar is free to the customer, we use their rooftop, and this power goes back to the community. It's a win-win for everyone involved. We're setting up some community solar projects that are also very exciting for people who can't put solar on their rooftop, whether it's issues because they rent or they're tree covering, there's options. So we believe that the distributed space is going to be where the next big play is for us here.
So then looking at distributed energy resources, it's the buzzword of the year, so is IoT. Where does CPSC, DER, and microgrid and storage fitting into this convergence and this transformation?
So we've got a big effort around grid of the future here at CPS Energy. We want to have new technologies come in, but in a way that's standard, that's interoperable, that can be plug and play for customers.
Sort of future ready?
Future ready. So if a customer has an EV, it plugs in. They've got a rooftop solar system, it plugs in, and it operates immediately. And so those are the kind of things that we are piloting and we're standing up and looking forward to scaling here shortly.
So when I pull up and I see all this new blood and this new energy and CPS Energy, you guys are really sort of at the vanguard of leaders in the generation space. So let me pull up and ask, there's going to be a new generation of generation experts. How do you challenge them? I just saw you in the energy markets group and you knew them on first name basis. You knew what their work was inside and out. What kind of advice what kind of mentoring do you give them, and what kind of mentoring needs to be given to those type of future leaders?
I think it's just all about empowering those kind of that next generation. They get it already. They see that the tools, the world is changing. They get the technology. They get the environmental piece of it. So it's not about getting them excited or advising them on that. They're out in front of us on that already. It's really empowering them, enabling them to contribute, to be a part, and to make a difference in this whole process.
So we're going to be seeing you at ETS 16. We're really excited. The theme is transforming the chaos. And it really is about, or the chaos will transform you. And the speakers that have chosen to speak are really the ones that have been proactive, like CPS Energy. We are going to stick our neck out for our community. But I think what we're really seeing is new ideas need friends. And so it's not just that old story of one vendor, one utility, one solution. It really takes that ecosystem to solve it. What advice do you have to technology providers that are breaking into the Texas market amidst all this change? What advice does someone like CPS Energy have for folks like that?
I think the Texas market is perfect for innovation. It is the place to be. We've got the resources from a standpoint from solar, wind, natural gas. All the resources are here. The market structure is very much a energy only market, so it very much is a free market in terms of buying and selling power. There's efficient regulatory oversight in the marketplace as well. So
it's an open sandbox.
It's an open sandbox, and there's an opportunity to really innovate and create value here in the Texas marketplace. So we really appreciate you guys bringing this together here in Texas.
Well, I've been having a great time with Cris Eugster today. I tell you, if you want to know what is happening next in the generation space, the strategy space, CPS is the place to find that out. Cris, thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it.